Hey guys, one day I was pondering my orb and I thought to myself, could I beat Resident Evil 4 using the Mind Thrower? So there's two reasons why this is a challenge. One is because if you look here at the exclusive upgrade, it says homing. Homing darts are terrible. If you're aiming at an enemy, sometimes the fucking dart will veer off to like the right to a closer enemy, which just makes your accuracy for whatever you're trying to do absolutely terrible. The other reason why this is also considered a challenge is because of the low ammo it has. It only has 10 darts per clip, which, might not seem a problem because, the game will just give me more. But the game, I found out, does not drop ammo unless you have already used ammo or you're empty. The maximum the game will drop you is 10 darts. After that, it'll just fill your inventory with pistol and shotgun ammo. Sometimes you'll get lucky and the game will drop you like an extra 1, 2, or 3 darts, but other than that, you're not getting nothing else. So if you really want to use this gun like efficiently, the trick is to get them like bunched up into groups like I just did right there at that ladder and try to take out as many as possible. Unfortunately, sometimes there's going to be enemies like this chainsaw guy that takes like 3, 4, sometimes even 5 darts to take down, which is ridiculous considering they blow up. Right here is the giant boss fight. I really thought this was going to be one of those boss fights that was going to be super challenging, and it really turned out to be more like a Souls type boss than anything. But this had to have been the easiest boss fight that I had done in this entire challenge run. So the reason why I thought that would be the most challenging boss fight in this entire challenge run was because I thought the homing darts would stick to like his forehead or something instead of going straight to the Plagga where I needed it to be, but it all worked out in the end. So right here, before I were to fight the big cheese, I remembered an exploit that I could use to regain ammo at the cost of points. What you gotta do is upgrade your ammo capacity for any weapon and it will fill your clip completely. I used this strategy throughout the entire challenge and it helped immensely. I probably wouldn't have made it as far as I did without using it. I mean, there was a point in the game where I had to go back like 5 levels just to refill the ammunition in my magazine for the Mind Thrower. It was absolutely terrible, and if I were to speed run this whole speed run would have been garbage. There's no way I would have even placed on the leaderboard. So the big cheese boss fight actually might not be as easy as you might think. This boss was the boss that made me think to use that ammo exploit with the merchant. Mainly because I had no ammo saved up to begin with, but 10 darts is perfect for taking down this boss. You don't want to shoot the darts one after another. You want him to fully recover in order for the darts to actually do damage. After playing through the game and getting past all the boring parts, I eventually made it to the Garrador fight, which I thought I could avoid, but it turns out you can't. This fight was very tedious, just a whole bunch of walking around trying to get him to show the weak spot on his back. Nothing too, interesting here, besides the fact that I found out you don't have to damage the weak spot on his back in order to kill him. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So I eventually made it to the machine gun room, which surprisingly was a challenge for me. The Mind Thrower is really terrible when it comes to taking down the Red Ganado before he gets to his machine gun. Usually I don't struggle with this, but this time it was terrible. I kept dying. This took me like 6 tries to even complete. If you didn't choose Leon's Mafia outfit, this is where the challenge would end for you, because if you try to shoot the Mind Thrower at these bars and manage not to kill Ashley, the explosion from the dart alone would blow her clear across the room. And if that blast didn't kill her, the blast from trying to defend her from the Ganados would absolutely annihilate her. So I played far enough into this challenge to reach the room with the knights, and I thought this was going to be a breeze. I was going to use Ashley as bait, but it turns out that the knights don't target Ashley. And I want to do further experimenting in the future to see if maybe they'll target her without her knight suit, and maybe they just see her as one of them. But I almost claimed this area to be unpassable with the mine thrower because I simply did not have enough ammo. The game didn't drop me enough, and I really got it down to just I had to group them all together anytime I were to shoot the mine thrower, which helped a lot, but there'd always be a straggler or something, and then that would take all my darts. Speaking of deeming a room the last room in the challenge, I deemed this last room that you're seeing right here to be the end of the challenge. I do not think it's possible to make it past this room with only the mine thrower. The homing darts really just shine in this moment. You might try to go and knock the bridge down, but it won't work exactly because, well, you're being attacked by all these bugs, and then if you try to shoot, the dart doesn't go to where you want it to on the bridge. It goes to one of those bugs behind you, and nobody wants that. And even if you do manage to get the dart onto the chains for the bridge, you're not making it to the bridge because those bugs are all up on you, knocking you down, grabbing you, slicing you, doing whatever they can to keep you in that corner. And even if you did pass this area, there's only one more merchant, and you just probably used most of your ammo for this location. So the next area after that is the clock tower, where you have to shoot the 3 pieces of wood that are stuck in the gears, and then you have to fight the 2 Garradors, which I truly don't believe you could ever have enough mine thrower ammo for this location. So you'd only have 10 bullets in your magazine because we stopped at the merchant and redid that exploit. Let's say you have 10 reserve bullets. Okay, so we use 3 in the tower for the pieces of wood. Alright, the pieces of wood blow up, you get past that, and you get to the Garrador fight, okay? One of the Garradors is armored and one is not. Okay, it's going to take 10 darts alone to defeat one Garrador. That leaves us with only 7 darts. In the 7 darts, there is no way it is taking down that armored Garrador. It's just not possible. And even if you did, right after that, you have the Verdugo fight. So I'm deeming this challenge impossible. I may revisit it again if people didn't like the way I did this. If you didn't, just let me know in the comments and I will consider doing this again, trying different things and seeing other ways that this might work, because I feel like I could beat Resident Evil 4 with the mine thrower. But as of right now, it's impossible.